Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Sky Sports News, Paul Pogba is in talks with two Premier League clubs, with his contract set to end at the end of the season. Real Madrid, PSG and his former club Juventus are also interested in Paul Pogba. Not so long ago, Paul Pogba's trainer claimed that Pogba will leave Old Trafford. Pogba experienced depression under Jose Mourinho. Earlier on this season, Pogba was out with injury for a while. He's endured quite a few injuries since he re-signed for the club, so reflecting on that, he's injury prone. I reckon Paul Pogba is a good player. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Manchester United paid £89 million for Paul Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. This season has been Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's played over 200 games since he re-signed. Man United had Paul Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. So that's more news regarding Paul Pogba. I'm expecting a lot of players to leave Manchester United this summer. I'm expecting Edison Cavani to leave. Cavani's out of contract at Man United this summer. Cavani's been linked to a move to La Liga. He's also been linked with a move to Brazil. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Earlier on this season, Cavani had a groin injury. Well, he's endured quite a few injuries since he signed for the club. Lingard, I'm expecting him to leave Manchester United this summer. Lingard should have left in January, but Manchester United blocked his exit. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time. He's risen up our academy and that, but he doesn't really get in the team. At the second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. I'm expecting Donny van der Beek and Martial to leave permanently this summer. At the moment, Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Mata, he will leave Manchester United this summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Mata has been at Manchester United for 8 years. Manchester United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014, got him for 37.1 million. Mata has had a good career at Manchester United. But Mata doesn't get in the team. He lost his place in the team a while ago. I initially thought Ronaldo was going to be leaving this summer, but that's not happening now by the looks of things, because Spanish outlet AS said not so long ago that Ronaldo has no plans to leave Manchester United this summer. He's willing to see out his contract. Ronaldo's contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. Ronaldo is the highest earner at Manchester United at the moment. He receives almost £500,000 a week. Earlier on this season, it did mention that Ronaldo held crunch talks with his agent George Mendes over his Man United future. And it said Ronaldo threatened to quit following his Derby Day absence. Ronaldo missed a 4-1 defeat to Man City due to a knock. Ronaldo did get a hat-trick in the 3-2 win against Tottenham. It was his first hat-trick since he re-signed for the club. And he became the highest scorer in football history. Ronaldo has scored 18 goals in all competitions since he re-signed for Man United. He's got over 800 goals in his career. Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included, and he wears a number 7 shirt. Ronaldo's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Matic, he'll also leave Manchester United in the summer because Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he has been given his opportunities. Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got at the moment. Matic is out of contract in the summer. Matic has been at Manchester United for over 4 years. We got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017, got him for 40 million. The Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that Manchester United are prepared to sell Harry Maguire this summer. Harry Maguire is not good enough to represent the club. I can't understand how he's still Manchester United captain. A lot of Manchester United fans have been demanding for the captaincy to be taken off him. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said that Maguire will remain Man United captain until the end of the season. Man United overpaid for Harry Maguire, got him for 80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive sign at the club behind Pogba. Maguire's been at Man United for over 2 years and he's had quite a few injuries since he came to the club. Phil Jones and Eric Bailly also expecting them to leave in the summer because they don't really get in the team. Man United could look to sell Wan-Bissaka this summer. Wan-Bissaka is not our first choice right back under Ralph Rangnick. Diego Dalot's our first choice right back under Ralph Rangnick. But revert back to Bissaka, I don't think he's good enough. Defensively he's good, but the attacking side of his game is not so good. Henderson, he'll leave Man United in the summer as well because Henderson doesn't really get in goal because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson's only made 3 appearances this season. He's our second choice goalkeeper. And Rashford could possibly leave in the summer. Rashford has been subjected to transfer speculation. Samuel Lucker said not so long ago that Barcelona are interested in signing Marcus Rashford. Real Madrid have been interested in him. PSG have been in for him before, and so too have Atletico Madrid. Fabrizio Romano said earlier on this season that Marcus Rashford is considering his future with Man United as he is concerned about his lack of playing time. Not so long ago, Rashford got dropped from the England squad. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. Rashford is a good player overall, but he has enjoyed a lot of poor games this season. A lot of Man United fans, including me, have said that Rashford has not been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem, and earlier on this season he had a minor leg injury. You know, Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy. He joined Man United at the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And since then, he's gone on to make nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. So there you go. On my last video, I gave you the news on Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag has been interviewed for the Manchester United job. Erik ten Hag is the favourite to become Manchester United's next manager. Edwin van der Sar will not stand in Erik ten Hag's way if he asks for a move to Manchester United. Erik ten Hag is ready to leave Ajax at the end of this season. It will be good for Erik ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League because he's not yet managed in the Premier League. He's done really well at Ajax. You know, at Ajax he's won some Dutch Cups, he's won a couple of Eredivisie titles with Ajax, and revert back to 2019, he got them to the Champions League semi-finals. So there you go, and he's been the Ajax manager for over 4 years. Ajax appointed him in back in December 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Ajax is the 4th club he's managing in his managerial career, because before then he managed Utrecht, before then managed Bayern Munich's reserves, and before then managed Go Ahead Eagles. A lot of Manchester United fans would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. It also mentioned that Man United are going to be interviewing other candidates. Sky Sports News said a couple of days ago now that Man United have a 4-man shortlist to be the next manager. Thomas Tuchel is not included. So the 4 names that were mentioned were Erik ten Hag, Mauricio Pochettino, Luis Enrique, and Julian Lopetegui. And you know the news regarding Mauricio Pochettino. It said recently that Man United may run out of time to appoint Mauricio Pochettino as PSG set the cost. PSG may have to pay £17 million to sack Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino has made it clear that he wants to stay at PSG. Pochettino has been the PSG manager for over a year. He has won a French Cup with them. He's out of contract at PSG next year. As you all know, Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson, because Man United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. It said the other week that Manchester United are considering sacking Ralph Rangnick. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over 3 months. He initially said that he's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years, but I'm hearing that the consultancy role is now in doubt for Rangnick. Rangnick has lost 4 games in all competitions as Manchester United's interim manager. Earlier on this season, it did mention that Rangnick wants the permanent Man United job. There's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. But like I've mentioned so many times, Rangnick's been totally blameless for the poor performances. The players have had to take responsibility for the poor performances. I've got a lot of respect for Rangnick. I think he's a very good coach. He's a German coach. The vast majority of German coaches are very good. Rangnick's endured one transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager and unfortunately didn't get backed back in the January transfer window. Man United endured a very disappointing January transfer window. Before Man United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Don't forget, earlier on this season, Rangnick recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said his aim for this season is for Manchester United to finish in the top 4. Well, Man United's focus is now finishing on the top 4 because obviously Man United can't win a trophy this season. Man United have not won a trophy for 5 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. None of this squad is Rangnick's. In the last 10 years, Manchester United have only won 4 trophies. The last time Manchester United won the Premier League was back in 2013. And since then, Man United won the FA Cup under Van Gaal, and we won 3 trophies under Mourinho, if you want to put the Community Shield into the equation. And in the last 10 years, Manchester United have spent over 1.3 billion, and we've brought over 40 odd players in since Ferguson retired. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16 and a half years. The Glazers bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. I hate the way the football club's been run for a long time. Earlier on this year, Richard Arnold got appointed in as a new chief executive to replace Ed Woodward. It was good news from a Man United perspective that Woodward stepped down because Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Woodward was accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was and that. Ed Woodward was at Manchester United for around 17 years. Manchester United have not been the same team since Ferguson retired. Not been the same team. And a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. We've got to accept that no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club. Ferguson, greatest manager of all time, he brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But he didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was at Manchester United for 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. Ferguson retired almost 10 years ago now. So there you go. Manchester United's next game is Leicester on the 2nd of April. We lost our last game against Atletico Madrid 1-0. Got knocked out of the Champions League, but Man United won the last league game against Tottenham 3-2. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless you all again very, very soon.